You guys, we have got to talk about Taylor Swift because there are so many people debating what went down at the recent Chiefs game, either feeling really sad for her or being critical of this move or trying to paint it as an Easter egg for her upcoming album or say that she's hiding something. Most fans are under the impression that she is just terrified for her life, trying to do her best to just protect herself. But that is not the only thing that is being said about Taylor. There's also this entire Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively lawsuit that she has found herself in the middle of. We've gotten some updates on everything that is going on, and we are going to break down what the heck is being said. Now, there's been a lot of talk about Taylor Swift's alleged recent appearance at the Kansas City Chiefs home game against the Philadelphia Eagles, but unlike her usual, very public NFL appearances, this one was different. Apparently, she snuck in using what's being described as a moving wall or some kind of hidden entrance setup. This was meant to shield her from cameras as she entered the stadium, which she hasn't done before, and some wondered what she was hiding, but fans spoke out online sad over feeling like she was probably hiding out of fear, still wanting to support her fiance Travis, but trying to lay low to protect herself in case of threats and potential harm. Some noted it looks like a bulletproof wall, which hasn't been confirmed, but people can't help but think that with recent events, she might be more on high alert than ever, just given her superstar status and how many threats she gets on a daily basis, maybe taking them a little bit more seriously at public events given everything. And to those who think she has nothing to worry about, because there are comments like that going around where people are like, this is ridiculous, she doesn't have anything to worry about, people have noted that back last year in August, Taylor's Eras Tour faced a terrifying situation in Vienna when authorities uncovered a serious terror plot targeting her scheduled concerts. The concerts were supposed to take place from August 8th to the 10th, but police intervened after discovering that a group had planned a mass attack. One of the suspects had even obtained a job working at the concert venue, which made the threat even more alarming. Taylor eventually released a statement expressing her deep sorrow, saying the threat had left her feeling a new sense of fear and tremendous guilt over the situation. She also thanked Austrian authorities for acting quickly and preventing what could have been a catastrophic event, and the event ended up getting canceled. So, she takes these things seriously, and it seems this week she is as well. At least fans think so.
The bulletproof screen rattles me. It makes me really sad. I was happy this morning. I was like, good, she didn't want to be seen. She wasn't seen. And then I saw it was a bulletproof screen. And if that's true and that really tracks, I hate it.
I hate to break it to you all, Taylor Swift arriving behind this wall for the Chiefs game is in fact not an Easter egg. It's literally just for safety. Like, this wall her and her whole family ride behind is apparently bulletproof. So no Easter eggs here, just safety measures.
Taylor Swift did not arrive to the Chiefs game like this because she's pregnant, because she is featuring a new look for the life of a showgirl and she doesn't want us to see it. She's doing this for her own safety. This is really sad and scary, but it's unfortunately the world that we live in right now, and she's having to take these kind of safety precautions just to go support her fiance. And sadly, what we're seeing here is probably an indication that we're not going to see a lot of public appearances from Taylor, including a Super Bowl performance or even a tour or a show. I don't think she's hiding anything. I don't think this is an Easter egg. I think this is just the world that we live in now.
Others don't think she was at the game at all because there was no footage of her in the actual box watching the game. But either way, people did notice that when they were moving the wall, her mom was there. So either she was protecting herself or she was protecting her family. But I think it's just very clear that she is most definitely making sure that someone or herself is safe. Now, this also comes as she has been a huge topic in the press recently for something other than people debating her possible wall walk or her upcoming album. She's been brought up in the entire Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni lawsuit all over again, and it's looking like a real legal pain for her, that's for sure. As we know, this all started with the It Ends With Us movie that came out last year, and by the end of the year, Blake filed a lawsuit against Justin. She alleged that Justin had created a hostile work environment and retaliated against her when she voiced concerns about the direction of the project. She also claimed there were boundary violations during production. It was a lot. Now, this is where things get messy because Justin didn't just deny the allegations. He came back swinging with a $400 million counter lawsuit accusing Blake of defamation, and even went as far as to say that Blake was using Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift to get what she wanted, aka control of the movie. He claims that she used them to attempt to get him to accept creative changes, and that there were text messages and meetings that supported that. And this is the exact moment that Taylor's name got pulled into the drama. Now, Taylor did license a song for the movie, My Tears Ricochet, but other than that, her team has said multiple times now that she was not involved in the production any further than licensing that song, and that there were other artists that also licensed music, and she had just as much involvement as they did. Literally nothing. Still, Justin's lawyer said that some of the messages between Blake and Taylor were relevant to the case, so they subpoenaed Taylor back in May. Taylor's lawyers came in with receipts and said that she never agreed to testify, she had no material knowledge, and had no direct role in anything being disputed. They also said that the attempt to pull her into this was purely for the headlines. They also pointed out that she's literally one of the most famous people on the planet with a very busy schedule, not to mention a new album, The Life of a Showgirl, coming out October 3rd. So like, she is booked and she doesn't have time for Justin's team and their shenanigans. Now, at that time, Justin's team withdrew that subpoena after pushback, but then they came back around trying to extend the court deadline so that they could reschedule the deposition. This just happened recently, and this time they tried to argue that Taylor had agreed to testify. Her team was like, oh, absolutely not. They even said that if she had to testify, she'd only be available the week of October 20th, but that she had never agreed to testify. According to Rolling Stone, on Friday, Swift's lawyer stepped into the fray to set the record straight, refuting the claim that his client had agreed to answer questions under oath. As counsel for the parties know, since the inception of this matter, we have consistently maintained that my client has no material role in this action. Swift's lawyer, J. Douglas Baldridge, wrote in a letter to the judge filed in Manhattan federal court. He was clear that Swift did not agree to a deposition, but if she was forced, she had informed Baldoni's camp that her schedule was too busy to accommodate it before October 20th. Baldridge didn't explain what the conflict was, but Swift has been a little busy lately getting engaged to Travis Kelce and preparing for the release of her new album, The Life of a Showgirl, set to debut October 3rd. So this all went to a federal judge, Louis J. Lehman, who had to rule on whether or not Taylor should be deposed, or if Justin's team could even get the extension they were asking for. And you guys, the judge denied it. Deadline reported that the judge said the Wayfarer parties have not similarly demonstrated good cause for their requested extension. The only justification they have provided for the extension is their assertion that Swift's pre-existing professional obligations now prevent her from appearing for a deposition prior to October 20th, 2025. Importantly, however, the Wayfarer parties have provided no discussion of when they began attempting to schedule the deposition. Discovery has been ongoing in this case for approximately 6 months. The Wayfarer parties previously requested Swift's deposition in May 2025 before ultimately withdrawing the subpoena. They have offered no evidence that they have served a renewed subpoena on Swift. Thus, at most, the Wayfarer parties have demonstrated that scheduling the deposition now presents logistical difficulties that does not answer the question of why the deposition could not have been conducted earlier. Having failed to demonstrate appropriate diligence, the requested extension is denied. So now, as of this week, Taylor is officially off the hook. She won't have to sit for a deposition in this case, at least for right now, and in response, Deadline wrote, earlier today, Lively's lawyers called Team Baldoni's desire to get soundtrack contributor Swift in the thick of the case, just another move to fuel their relentless media strategy. So where does this leave everyone? The trial is set for next March, and at one point in time that felt like a really long time away, but the end of the year is kind of getting a little bit closer every day, and I'm wondering how this is all gonna go. I thought that they would have settled by now, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Neither side wants to do that. But yeah, it has been a lot lately when it comes to Taylor, from the eerie game day entrance that sparked a full-blown online investigation to being pulled into a $400 million lawsuit she never asked to be part of. It's clear that no matter how hard she tries to stay out of the spotlight, in some moments the world keeps pulling her back in. She's also just a few weeks away from this album release, like I said, so she'll certainly be in the spotlight soon, and we'll just have to see what she has in store for that album rollout. But until then, that is what has been said. I want to know what you guys think about what people had to say about her entrance to the Chiefs game, and some feeling like she is just terrified by threats that she is getting on the daily, just taking them a little bit more seriously right now, plus everything that's gone down with the whole Justin and Blake situation, the fact that they tried to say that she agreed to something that she didn't. It is a whole mess. us. Let me know all of your thoughts. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.